Hold on, guys. Let me know if y'all can hear the audio, please. I'm having a little bit of audio issues, so please, any help in chat would be greatly appreciated right now. Okay, guys, can you hear me a little bit better now? Okay, test, test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Uh, okay, let's try this. Okay, so Forbes, can you guys hear me a little bit better now? Okay. All right, I'm getting a yes from chat. So that's always good. Move you over a little bit. Let's see. And let's see. Okay, thank you so much, Forbes. Thank you for letting me know. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Um, let's see. No. Okay, thank you. As I was saying, thank you so much for everybody joining in. I'm your host, Subzerojray, and today is Tech Tuesday. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining in and helping me to reach my goal of 100 subscribers. I will be doing a giveaway. I'm going to announce very soon when I will be making the announcement and doing the drawing live, so that way we can announce the winner for the 100 subscriber giveaway. Thank you so much. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now my goal is to hit 200 subscribers. That's my next goal. Whenever I hit it, I hit it. You know, I'm not putting a big rush on it or anything. I just do this because I really, really enjoy it. Now, back to what I was saying earlier. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today, that I wanted to cover, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion, is on the Google Pixel 2. Now, we've seen from Android Central the leaks that have come out about the Google Pixel 2, we haven't really been hearing just a whole lot of rumors from the Google Pixel 2, but from the renders that they showed, it's going to follow a similar design pattern from the original Google Pixel. Now, that being said, it's going to be an elongated screen like the G6 and the Samsung Galaxy 8. It's going to have kind of a taller screen on it. Also, it's going to be running the latest 835 processor. I believe it's going to be running 4 gigs of RAM. And of course, it's going to be running stock Android. Now, prices on the device say that there's going to be one that's going to be cheaper. That's it'll be updated, but it's still going to be the same size as the first Google Pixel. And then you're going to have the bigger one that's going to be more expensive. And from the rumors, they're saying it could be close to $1,000, which is also in Samsung Galaxy 8 Note territory and is also in iPhone 8 territory. And of course, no, you're fine, Tana. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But now, that being said, you know, my thoughts on the design, I wasn't a fan of the first Google Pixel design. Now, don't get me wrong, I like stock Android. I do. I think stock Android, for me to use Android, that's the way to go, is to do stock Android, because I think it's more efficient, I think the layout's better, and I think things generally work better with stock Android. But I wasn't a fan of the original Google Pixel design. Now, this one, it seems that they shortened the glass on the back of it just a little bit. Of course, you know it's going to have an updated fingerprint sensor, and it was also showing one camera sensor, which the Google Pixel, and rightly so, did get really, really good, camera camera reviews on that. So it was up there with some of the best cameras in the bunch. But all that being said, the design and everything, the side, one of the things that they talked about in the design was the fact that it was going to have a squeezable HTC U11 chassis that you'll be able to interact with Google Assistant certain ways with Google Assistant. I don't know how I feel about that. With the squeeze on the HTC U11, I could see HTC doing it because it was a way of HTC to differentiate itself from the crowd. But when I think of Google, I think of Google not being a follower, if that makes sense in the phone world. Point being, just like the Nexus 6 that I have here. Google was this was the first phone to have a 6+ inch display on it. Not only that, did it incorporate wireless charging, NFC. You know, these are things that Google incorporated into their phone a lot of times before many other manufacturers did. So I feel like that Google is one of these, okay, we got the newest tech and we're going to throw it in the phone, and then we're going to give it to you, and we're going to let you enjoy it because you're tech enthusiast, and we know that you want the latest, the greatest, the bleeding edge of technology. And with the squeeze frame, and chat, feel free to chime in on this if you don't agree with me, but I feel like with the squeeze frame that HTC come out with Google doing the squeeze frame, I kind of feel like that Google's like, yeah, you know what? That looks cool. We're going to do that. I mean, why not? You know, we're going to implement that. I mean, people got on to Apple because Apple was not deemed as being, you know, innovative, that Apple's not innovating anything, that they're not doing this. Titan, what's going on, man? Thank you so much for joining. Yes, today is Tuesday. But like I said, I feel like, people got on to Apple for not being innovative enough, for not being forward thinking enough, where Google was. Google, and in some aspects, Google is very forward thinking. I don't know any other device that you can buy for your home, which I seen it. Google Home was $99 in Sam's Club over the weekend. But I don't know any other home device that you can put in your home and buy a Chromecast that is now $25, hook it up to your TV, and say, okay, Google, I want to watch Tana Does Tech in the living room. And it'll pop up in the living room. It'll turn the TV on. Then it'll tune in to YouTube. Then it'll turn on Tana Does Tech, and it'll pull up the latest video that Tana does. Shout out to Tana. Shout out to Forbes. If you guys haven't subscribed to these two gentlemen yet, you're missing out. You see what I did there? I plugged y'all. Just wanted you to know I'm a big fan of y'all's. But no, that being said, Google, when I think of Google, I really think of Google being on the cutting edge of stuff. I don't think of Google having to rely on somebody else's idea as far as like the squeeze chassis to be implemented into their phone. I mean, yes, the Nexus 6, it has Motorola influences. Not gonna lie about that. It really does have Moto influences on it. But the fact that Google has such a major input on this phone, where the only thing on the Pixel, I mean, as far as design goes, it was kind of like the first Pixel was not, to me, was not a flattering design. The design did not look good at all to me on the Google Pixel. Not only that, it had a big chin and a big forehead. It didn't have dual stereo speakers. Apparently this one may, on the bigger one, have dual stereo speakers. The smaller one may not. But it's still the fact, and no problem, guys. That's what that was salute was for, was to thank y'all for that, for the shouts out. But the Pixel 2, it just seems like that Google has, for a lack of a better word, settled. They've settled into this design language. They've settled in taking something from the HTC U11. I mean, I feel like there may have been other stuff that Google could have done that would have been able to really set themselves apart, in the design language. Hey Rob, what's going on? Thank you so much for joining. I greatly appreciate it. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel the Google Pixel. And again, this is all rumors. This is all, I don't know. It's, I mean, and the thing about it is, okay, the Google Pixel, if I remember correctly, and guys, keep me straight if I get off, if I'm wrong on something, but if I remember correctly, the Google Pixel, the original Google Pixel, didn't have wireless charging. It had a glass back, and it had NFC, and it had a rear-facing fingerprint sensor, but it didn't have wireless charging. The new one, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to have wireless charging. What kind of quick charging will it have? Apparently, if Google Pixel can take the squeeze frame from the HTC U11, why can't Google say, hey, OnePlus, you've been using our software. We'd like to implement your dash charging. We'd like to either implement your dash charging into the newest Google Pixel, or we would like for you to help us to create a new version of fast charge specifically for the Pixel 2. And if you do that, we're going to help you create better software for the OnePlus. I mean, oh, there it is. I mean, hey Oreo, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. I mean, there's so much competition in phones nowadays, and if you guys don't really believe that there's competition in phones today, look at the OnePlus's design. Look at the camera for the OnePlus 5. Look at the software approach, the dash charging for OnePlus 5. Okay, now that's a $500 phone. Okay, now look at the design of the Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus. Okay, look at what all Samsung with software additions like Samsung Pay are able to accomplish. Okay, look at HTC U11. Look what HTC U11 was able to do and how they were able to differentiate themselves from OnePlus 5, from Google Pixel, and from the iPhone 7. Now, that being said, look at what the rumor mill and the leaks have said about the new iPhone 8. Wireless charging. New updated iOS 11 that's more like Android as far as what you can do with it and the things that you can do with it. Look at the fact that there may be quick charging with the iPhone 8. Maybe. Not sure. Maybe. But still. And look at the design. Look at the design that Apple chose to go with for the iPhone 8. These are things, and Apple still is able to differentiate itself from other phone companies. Now, that being said, I think I would have liked to have seen Google go with the all glass back instead of half metal, half glass up top. I think that would have been a better choice. Also, to be able to do like Samsung and put in quick charging wireless tech, along with the regular quick charging. If the Pixel has it, but I would have liked to have seen the Pixel 2 go with the glass back or a polycarbonate back. There's nothing wrong with polycarbonate. You can actually grip it better. You can actually do wireless charging, and you could have still added a micro SD card slot to it. A lot of people would have jumped on that to be able to do that. And I feel like in terms of design, that Google has just kind of slid back a little bit instead of moving forward. Now, I don't know if you guys agree with me in chat on that, but from the leaks and everything that I'm seeing, I got my reservations about the Google Pixel 2. I'm just saying. Now, I did see. Hey KB, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. I do feel that when phones start reaching that $1,000 mark, $1,100 mark, $1,200 mark, I feel like that more companies like Alcatel, like Huawei, like OnePlus are fixing to move up. Very, very quick. Even HTC, even though HTC is having a hard time, the U11 is a gorgeous phone. It's not really mid-range, but I mean, by the time Apple comes out with their $1,000 phone, but by the time the Note 8 comes out with its $1,000 phone, by the time that Google Pixel comes out with its $1,000 phone, the HTC U11 is going to be looking real tempting to those who are trying to save money and not trying to spend a whole lot of money on a phone. And everybody, and I know there's been, you know, some issues with OnePlus 5 as far as people, you know, the jelly screen on the OnePlus 5, or the Wi-Fi issue, or this, you know. But OnePlus has been sending out updates left and right. Now, that being said, what would I rather do? Would I rather spend pardon me guys, would I rather spend $1,200 on a smartphone for an Apple, a Google, or a Pixel, or would I rather spend 12 I'm sorry, or would I rather spend $400 to $500 on a smartphone that has good response, has good RAM, has good memory, has dual speakers, VR capable, 2K screen, which I believe is on the Alcatel Idol 4S. So, I mean, come on, guys. Come on. I mean, and that's where I think consumers are like, man, you want how much for a phone? No, dude, I can get online right now, and I can go down and I can get me, I can go get me an Alcatel. I can go get me a ZTE. I can go get me this phone over here that has just as good a specs, and be able to rock out and still have everything I want. You know, still be able, because a lot of phones still have expandable memory. Some of these phones have dual SIMs. Some of these phones have wireless charging. Some of these phones have features that the bigger phones have, but you're still going to have your trade-offs too. Some of them don't have wireless charging. Some of them only have a 1080 screen. Some of them, the screen is only like 4.7 inches or 5 inches, you know, or the battery's only 2,000 milliamp compared to 3,300 milliamp, you know. So it really depends. It really depends if Apple and Google are going to bring it to the table. Because here's the thing. As tech enthusiast, you have to make me want to buy your phone. You have to make me want to spend my hard-earned money on your product. If you don't make, if you say, okay, this phone is $1,000, but you're taking something that somebody else has already come up with on a competing phone, and then you're saying, oh, well, this is, what did it look, we can squeeze it. Why? Why would I want to pay $1,200 for that when I can go pay $600? For $1,200, I can buy 2 HTC U11s. I'm just saying, you know, you're not enticing me to spend my hard-earned money. And look, for most of us tech guys, it's not one phone, because, you know, the wife, you know, as Easy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions says, you got to get one for the Oracle too, because, you know, the Oracle ain't gonna go without, you know. Shout out to Easy Eric from Easy Computer Solutions, guys. Go and check him out. He's awesome dude. But that's part of it. You have to make me want to spend my hard-earned money on your phone. You really do. I'm not just going to drop that amount of cash and not feel like I'm getting my money's worth, if that makes sense. And that's why the leaks on the Google Pixel, I'm actually kind of disappointed. I'm actually kind of disappointed with the design and with what Google's putting out there. I mean, I'm just being honest with y'all. This is just me. This is just how I feel. I feel like that Google's just kind of like thrown their hands up in the air and said, here it is. Here it is. $1,200. Here you go. Oh, by the way, we got Android O. Okay, well, what did you tell us Android O, Oreo, or whatever you're going to call it? What did you tell us that Android O was going to be able to do at Google I/O? you showcased Google Assistant, but we're getting a lot of that on the phones that we have now. We're getting a lot of that on Google Home. You're not wooing me, as the old folks used to say when you were trying to date a woman. You know, you have to woo her. You're not wooing me. You're not taking me out to dinner. You're not buying me flowers. You're not making me want to drop this product that I'm using right here and pick up this product. You know, you're not doing that. I mean, and I don't understand that. I don't understand why it's I don't know, guys. I'm at a loss for words, because I so feel like that this is a step back, man. Oh my God, I feel like it's a step back. Guys, hit me up in chat if there's anything that you want to comment on. If there's anything that you have to say on this topic, because I'd really like to know what you guys think, and if you agree or disagree. I'd really like to get your guys' opinion on this. Also, Don, oh, I'm trying to think of his name. Donnie did, and I'm sorry if I got this wrong, but there's a YouTuber, and his first name is Don. But I recently subscribed to him, and he did a video of the Alcatel Idol 5. The Alcatel Idol 5 that they're showing, it's not a bad phone, but it's nowhere near the phone that the Alcatel Idol 4S is. So if I had to choose between the Alcatel Idol 5 and the Alcatel Idol 4S, I'm going with that 4S every day. And get the one that comes with the VR headset from Cricket, because you can get it. If you're a subscriber to Cricket, you can get that for $179. The Alcatel Idol 5, I'm just not feeling it. It's not. I don't know. Oreo, what is your opinion on Apple products? Okay. As you may or may not know, I do own a lot of Apple products. Apple Watch, MacBook Pro that I'm using right now to stream this live to you guys, Apple iPhone 6s Plus. I also have four Apple TVs, 2 Gen 3 Apple TVs, and 2 Gen 4 Apple TVs. I also have an iPad. And let's see, my wife has an iPhone and Apple Watch also. Oh, and I also have the Apple AirPods. My opinion on Apple is this. If you're only owning one Apple product, like say you have a iPhone, then I can understand why people say, well, Apple's boring, Apple's not innovative, I'm tired of iOS. iOS is so boring. It can't customize. It can't do this. It can't do that. But when you get into the Apple ecosystem, when you own the MacBook, when you own the Apple TV, when you own the AirPods, and mostly Apple ecosystem, when you're in that ecosystem, man, I'm gonna tell you, it is awesome. It is awesome. The way that things work together, the fact that I can have my phone sitting somewhere else in the house and I can answer a FaceTime call or a telephone call from my MacBook. I can throw a FaceTime call from my phone or my MacBook onto the TV using AirPlay. The fact that all my music in my music library is synced together. And the fact that the software is really, really intuitive. And I think that's why so many people get bored with Apple, because their software is easy to use. Their software was not near as hard to me to learn as Microsoft. I feel like that when it comes to design, when it comes to quality, when it comes to support. I don't think you can go wrong with Apple. I feel that Apple has some of the best customer support that I've ever dealt with. I mean, when my Wi-Fi router screwed up, I had an Apple Airport Extreme. When it screwed up, they sent me another one. I mean, they were like, hey man, I'm going to send you another one. We tried all this. I'm going to send you one. On my MacBook, when I had a problem or was wanting to learn something, I'd call them up. Oh, Mr. Ray, here you go. We'll work through this. We'll walk you through it. I mean, and they answered any and every question that I had. The support, the product support, the ease of use, the way the ecosystem just really fits and works together is second to none. I have not found another ecosystem that really jives and meshes so well together, you know. Now Samsung's got an ecosystem, and Google's got an ecosystem, and Microsoft's got an ecosystem, but none of those ecosystems, to me, in my opinion, are as near complete as Apple. I feel like that, yes, has iOS gotten kind of stale? Yes. Has the iPhone design gotten kind of stale? Yes. But when you pair the products and the fact that the softwares work so great together, I can't argue with that. I really, really can't. You know, it's just one of those things that is just really, really good to me. You know, it's not, I'm not going to sit here and just be like, oh, well, Apple's just the best thing ever, and if you don't use Apple, then you're doing it wrong and stuff. No. Because Apple has its flaws. Like I said, the software does get very old. The software does get monotonous. The fact that I can't customize, the fact that I can't really customize stuff, that kind of gets to you. But the fact that I don't have to worry about anything, that no matter what Apple product I pick up, I'm not going to miss a text message. I'm not going to miss a phone call. I'm not going to miss a FaceTime video call. I'm not going to miss any of that. And the fact that I can pick whether it's whether I pick up my MacBook, whether I pick up a tablet, whether I pick up whether I turn on my Apple TV or whatever, my music's right there. My media is right there. I have so many photos loaded up, not just on my MacBook, but in iPhotos, and I can access those iPhotos from any iOS device that I log into. I can access all my photos on my TV screen in the living room. I can access my photos here in my nerd cave. So that's the thing about Apple. So when you hear people say, "Well, Apple's boring, Apple's this, Apple's da 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 da," then they may not be into that ecosystem. They may not have fully realized what it's really like to have stuff just really work together. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Rob, been feeling Apple lately? And you're a hardcore Android enthusiast. Yeah, see, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I haven't found anything that really, and Rob, you're exactly right. It's all about the ecosystem. Now, I mean, there's things about Android that I like. Like I said, Google Home, being able to tell Google Home that you want to watch a video on the living room TV and the name of the video and that you want the latest episode and it pops up. That's awesome. That's cool. But what if my phone is, I don't know, say in the back bedroom. My phone's in the back bedroom, it's charging, right? And I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking supper. And I get a phone call and I got Google Home right here. Can Google Home say, "Hey, you're getting a phone call. Do you want to answer it and tell me who it's from?" You know, um, I don't know. I don't know if Google Home has got that capability. And guys, if you got Google Home, let me know if Google Home's got that capability, please. But that being said, if my phone's in the back bedroom and I'm cooking supper and the phone rings, I got my watch on, I can answer it from my watch. If I got my earbuds in, my AirPods, I tap twice, I can answer the phone. You know, it's stuff like that. It's stuff like that really that you're like, oh wow, man, this is really cool. So I don't have to physically have my phone on hand all the time. You know, I think that's really cool. I know Samsung can do it with their watch. I know certain Android Wear watches can do it, but as far as Google Home, I don't know. Now, will the Apple Air speaker thing, will it be able to do it? Will Siri be able to do it? I don't know. I hope so. Let me get into your comments. KB, yes, Apple's customer support is very good, at least for me, and it has been. And that's exactly right. You know, yes, you pay a lot. You pay a lot for Apple products, but the support that you get, and let's just cut through the mess and all the propaganda and stuff like that. If you want to know how well Apple's support is, look at people that use Apple. Look at their phones. You have people still using a 4S, still using a 5, a 5S, a 6, a 6 Plus, a 6S, and a 6S Plus. Not to say there's still people not using the 7 and the 7 Plus. Apple keeps their phones updated for up to 5 years. Name an Android manufacturer that updates their phone for up to 5 years. Google said they're only updating the Pixel to the newest and greatest, latest OS for 2 years. Now you'll get security updates. I think is up to 3 years. I think, but if I'm paying over $1,000 for a phone, you better update that son of a gun for 5 or more years. That's all I'm saying. And that's another reason why on the Android side, I like OnePlus. Everybody's like, well, 8 gigs of RAM, 8 gigs of RAM. It's too much. Man, nobody use 8 gigs of RAM. Think about it. Think about it for a minute. Okay? What can 8 gigs of RAM do that 3 gigs, 4 gigs, 6 gigs is not able to do? And I want you to think about your computer, about your Windows machine, okay? On a Windows machine, every year that Microsoft comes out with an update or a new OS, is that OS not is that OS not contain more code in a bigger package than the old OS? Is the updates for the new OS not a bigger package than what the updates for the old OS was? So you're getting bigger software, bigger updates that take up more space, that require more space, that require more power. Now, I think OnePlus was really smart in giving the OnePlus 5 128 gigs of storage and 8 gigs of RAM. Why? Because they're trying to future-proof it. They're trying to make it to where not only can they upgrade to Android O, they can upgrade to Android P, to Android Q, and maybe one more update after that, and then that'll be it. So you're looking at Android being able to stay up to date on the OnePlus with Oxygen OS for at least 3 years, maybe 4 years, give or take. I mean, so, that's the thing about it. Apple is always able to keep their phones up to date. That is one of the reasons why I like Apple. But that's also one of the reasons why I really like OnePlus and what OnePlus did. Because OnePlus to me, was thinking ahead of the game. That OnePlus was like, man, look, we want y'all to be able to have this phone for a while. We want y'all to be able to enjoy this phone for a while. If you don't want to root it, if you don't want to ROM it, no problem. 8 gigs of RAM will hold you until you're ready to get the OnePlus 7 or the OnePlus 8 or whatever, you know. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it. Now, that being said, you know, you can, if you only have one Apple product, say you only own the iPhone, then save up your money and get your Apple Watch. Or if you don't want the Apple Watch, get the AirPods. You know, uh, it's there's so much to say about the fact that you can leave your phone in one room and walk off and you're still connected and you're still able to get your notifications, you're still able to get your phone calls, you're still able to interact with Siri, you're still able to do those things. Now, if if you're not able to get that other stuff, then yeah, by all means. And another thing too is that Apple, it used to be that running iTunes on Windows was not very friendly at all. And a lot of times I'll ask people, well, do you use a Windows machine at the house? Well, yeah, I got a Windows computer. Then you're going to want to go Android. And if you go Android, I would normally say, to go with stock Android, to kind of steer away from the, the TouchWiz, the user interfaces that different carriers put on there and stuff. Try to at least keep it as much to stock as possible, because new users, to me running stock Android was a lot easier for me to learn than trying to learn Android and TouchWiz. TouchWiz, I had a Samsung Galaxy Note 3, I believe it was, either a 3 or a 4. But I had that, and man, TouchWiz was like, no, no. The Moto, I had a 2014 Moto X, and I liked that phone, but again, the software on it was just the oh man, it was just hard. It was kind of difficult for me to learn. And then I ended up getting the Nexus 6. And I didn't have a problem. I really didn't have a problem. I got used to it, carried it, used it, and I really, really enjoyed it. As far as the customization and stuff like that. Now, there's things that Android did that Android was not, even though stock Android was really, really fun to use, it still was not as intuitive and not as near simplistic as iOS was. Because the other thing about iOS is that iOS is kind of straightforward. When you press this, you're going to get this. When you do this, this is what's going to happen. When you do this, one of the things that struck me about Android in particular was having settings. There was so many settings and so many pop-ups and so many windows to do certain things, to customize certain things, to do stuff. And it was a little bit overwhelming when I first got into Android. I'm not going to lie. It was kind of overwhelming. But it is what it is. Now I'm like, okay, I got Nova Launcher on my Android. I'm running the Google, what is that? The Google Home launcher because I switched it over from Nova. But, like icons and customizing this and customize, how to go into the developer options and make the phone run so much faster and cut down the animations and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. When I want to tinker, when I want to be able to do stuff like that, yeah, Android is awesome. The The screen on my Nexus 6 is, to me, better than the screen that's on my 6S Plus. But, again, I fall back to my iPhone every time because it's intuitive. It's easy to use. I know where to go. I know where everything's at. I know how to use it. I know how to access it. I know how to get stuff done, per se. Now, for a lot of you guys, it's different with Android. For a lot of you guys, you are the same way with Android. You know, so going to iOS seems like, you know, going back to the Stone Age. And I understand that. I really, really do. But, again, one of the things that I stress when you're coming to Apple is don't look at it as, man, this OS is boring. Look at it from the fact of, man, this thing does everything that I want it to do. There's no lag. There's no slowdown. There's no, I get a security update. Apple sends out this update, updates its apps. The apps are better. The app experience, you know, stuff like that, you know, because if you only focus on one thing, you kind of miss what makes that phone or that product a good product. You know, granted, are there some really bad products out there? Oh yeah, there are some really bad products out there. But even on those bad products, there's got to be one thing that's really good about them. You know, that maybe the battery life is stellar. Maybe the picture quality is stellar. Maybe the fact that it came with 300 gigs memory, you know, is awesome. Even though everything else kind of, you know, is not good. But that's the thing about it, is not to just dismiss stuff too soon, you know. Well, guys, what is your opinion? Y'all been hearing me rant and rave and carry on and carry on and carry on. I want to know what your guys' opinions are about anything and everything that I've been saying. I would greatly appreciate any feedback in the chat, so hit me up and let me know, guys. What is it that you would like to talk about, or what is it that you would like to comment on? Again, let me know in chat, and let's get into this. Ooh, because I know I'm long-winded. I can talk. I can talk for quite a bit. Let's see. All right, guys. So again, like I said, hit me up with your questions. Let me know what it is that you want to know, either about me or a comment on anything that I've been saying. Any feedback is greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay. All right, guys. Well, let's see. What else do I want to get into today? Oh, the other thing that I want to ask y'all: are y'all excited about getting either an Amazon Alexa or getting a Google Home or even Apple? I don't even know. I guess you wouldn't call it an AirPod. It's an Air. It's an Air something. Air Home or Air something. Apple speaker. Air speaker. Something. Are you guys excited about getting any of that stuff? There was an article in that in one of the news sites that I read that was talking about how this man was telling his girlfriend it was a domestic violence fight. This man and his girlfriend were fighting, and somehow or another, somebody said the words "call the sheriff" or something like that, and Google called the sheriff. The speaker sent out an alert, called the sheriff's department. Sheriff's department come out, and yeah, I thought I was like, wow, man. So if you have a smart speaker and you and your wife are kidding around or cutting up, I mean, not saying, I'm just saying, I pray nobody's doing anything bad to anybody, but I'm just saying, like, you and your wife are cutting up, and she's like, "Oh yeah, well I'm a da da da," and next thing you know, you got the sheriff's department knocking on the front door, and you're like, "Hey there, Mr. Officer, what can I help you with?" We got a call of a domestic violence dispute, and it's like, "Oh, we didn't call. There's nothing going on here. Here's my wife. You can look at her." Here I am, you can look at me, or whatever. So that's kind of, I don't know. That's kind of weird, when you think about it. It's kind of, I don't know, man. That's some weird stuff right there. I don't know how I really feel about that. I don't even know how to process that. Good Lord, man. But it happened, and for certain situations where it really is an emergency, where you do really need help, that is an awesome thing to be able to say, "Hey, call so and so," and it calls, and it gets you help. That's awesome. I'd like to turn my house into a smart home, and I'm getting there. It's just a little slow. And them Hue lights, them Philip Hue lights, man, those things are expensive. $60 a bulb. I was like, I don't think I'm going to get these. I told my wife I want a starter pack, but man, I'd have to take out a small loan just to be able to outfit my whole house in Hue lights, which, by the way, would be really, really cool. I think Hue lights are awesome. I really do. Make my house look like a club. That'd be cool. Or I think it would anyway. So, guys, I've been waiting on your streams, not your streams. I've been waiting on your questions. So, please, guys, hit me up in the comment section, and let me know. Do you have? Is there any tech that you're excited for? Is there any games, any movies? Comics or anything that you're excited for that's coming out? Is there any new phones that you're excited for that's coming out? One of the things that I'm anxious to see, as far as movie wise, and I'm changing it up just a little bit, is Thor Ragnarok. I think that's going to be, me and my wife are ready to see that. I think it's going to be real good. As far as tech goes, I'm waiting on the iPhone 8 to come out. I want to see if the Google Pixel, what it's going to be and what it looks like and what features it's going to have. I'm also waiting on the Apple Watch Series 3. I'm waiting on that. And the HomePod, that's what it was, HomePod or something, AirPod. Anyway, the Apple speaker. I really want to see what all it's capable of doing, and basically, if it's going to be able to even interact with my Apple TV. If I'm able to say, "Hey, turn the TV on. I want to watch PBS or something," and it turns on my TV and there's PBS playing in the living room. That would be awesome. If Apple would just work with my Nest, that would be really cool. The other thing I'm excited about is the fact that Apple TV is going to be getting Amazon Prime. So that'll be cool. I'll have Amazon on my Apple TV, and I might cut PlayStation View either back or off. So that'd be all right with me. Save me some money, or I'll get PS View. I mean, not PS View. Get Sling TV and pay $35 a month, and that way we'll still be able to get some college and some NFL channels through Sling TV. which would be cool because I already got Netflix and Hulu, and with Amazon Prime on there, it'd be really, really good. Hey, Phone Tech, what's up? How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Shout out to Phone Tech at Work, guys. If you get a chance, go and check him out. Team 100 already. Guys, go and check out Tana Does Tech. Go and check out Forbes Tech Reviews. Let's see. Go and check out Phone Tech at Work. And Rob, I believe you got a channel too, if I remember correctly. But guys, go and check these guys out and subscribe to them if you get a chance, because these guys have supported me ever since I met up with them, and so I'd really like to return the favor. Phone Tech, what are you excited about that's coming out lately through the pipeline? And I'd like to get your opinion on the Google Pixel 2, what you think about the design. That's what we've been talking about tonight, is the Google Pixel 2. Ooh, 102. Woo woo. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So we've been talking about the design of RP3 Tech Reviews. Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you. Guys, go and check out RP3 Tech Reviews on YouTube.com. I know he really, really appreciates it. So guys, again, I want to know your opinions on what you're thinking about for the Google Pixel 2 design that leaked out. Do you think it's a good design? Do you think there should have been maybe more risk involved that was taken in the design that Google did? And what do you think of the bigger ratio that they're putting in there on the longer screen phones? You know, that's something I really haven't gotten used to yet, is like the Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus, how they elongated the screen and stuff. Looking forward to the iPhone 8 and the Note 8. Exactly. Okay. That is awesome. Awesome, Phone Tech. Now, one of the things that I was talking about to the viewers earlier was, we're looking at phones that's going to be over $1,000 once you factor in tax. Once you factor in all that, you're looking at over $1,000. And how, just like the Pixel, okay, Phone Tech at Work is saying that the Pixels are nice, but anything stock is boring. And that's basically what it is like I was saying earlier, in order for me to be interested in the Pixel 2, in order for me to jump ship and go over to the Pixel 2, you have to entice me. You know, you have to have features, you have to have things that are on your phone that I want to use. Now, what's different is, you know, like Phone Tech says, yeah, anything stock is boring, where me, on the other hand, I prefer stock, because stock is a little bit better to use. Rob says, Note 8 by Christmas, will buy one, get one free. Come on down where we got a sale, where you can get one Galaxy Note for half off and get the other two Galaxy Notes free, as long as you subscribe with a 2-year data plan from AT&T, T-Mobile, or Sprint. Oh, man. But, yeah, that's one of those things. In order for me to be interested in the Pixel 2, like I said, I'm really not a fan of this new design. I feel like they should have went with a entire glass back. I think they should have went with the glass back. I feel like that they should have added wireless charging. I feel like that I really hope that they have dual stereo speakers. And the squeeze frame. Why would you? This goes back to what I'm saying. You have to differentiate yourself. HTC U11 already had the squeeze frame. Why are you going to come out with a squeeze frame? You know? Oh, 64 out the box? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to have 64 out the box. You know? They're supposed to have 3. A mid-range, a budget, a mid-range, and then a top dog. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's going to have 64 out the box. But again, why, if the HTC U11 has a squeeze frame, why in the heck would Google put squeeze frame on something that is supposed to be their flagship when Google was known to be an innovator? When Google was known to put the most leading, bleeding edge tech in a phone. You know, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand why Google thinks that they have to take an idea or implement tech to their device, you know, from another phone. Yeah, that's some that I was reading, that there might be 3 models: an entry level Pixel, a mid range Pixel, and then a high end Pixel. I'll try to, let me look it up right now, and I should be able to tell you more about that. Let's see. 3 versions of the Google Pixel 2. Okay, let's see what the rumors are. Oh, okay. 14 hours ago on Tech Radar. 14 hours ago, it says, and let's see, why is that showing up? Okay. Okay, it says the next flagship phones from Google likely won't arrive until late 2017, but we're already thinking about what the Google Pixel and Pixel 2 XL may have for us. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Now, how many somebody asked a question and said, how many Google Pixel phones? And now Tech Radar saying most likely 2, but some suggestions of 3. And it say the latest rumors suggest that we'll get 2 rather than 3. And let's see. And then there are other rumors suggesting that we may get 3 new Pixel phones, as we heard word of headsets codenamed Wally-Eye and Muskie, believed to be the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL, respectively, along with Tiamin. But, as mentioned above, the Muskie must have been canceled. So, let's see. Rob says, yeah, 64 and 128 gig. The 5.2 inch will be the 1080 display, and the 5.9 inch will be the 18.9 infinity screen with 2K. Now, on that, Rob, the 18.9, but they said it's not going to be infinity, that it's going to be a flat screen. So it's going to be like this, give or take. You know, that it wasn't doing an infinity screen on there, is what I read today. Man, give you the cheapest one. Anything has to be cheap. Ooh, man. Well, I don't know, but see, that's what I'm saying. You know, why do a 1080p display on the 5.2 inch and the 5.9 inch be 2K? If you're going to be charging premium prices, put premium crap in the phone. You know, do the 2K screen on the 5.2 and do the 2K screen on the 5.9. You know, I mean, why do that? You're wanting people to spend this much money, and you're selling people short. If I want a 1080 display, I'll go to OnePlus 5 with the 8 gigs of RAM, with the 128 gigs of storage and running dang near stock Android. That's where I'll go. Come on, man. And it's coming with a 5.5-inch screen. Come on, dude. And dash charge. Google, you're not enticing me. You're not making me want to buy your products. If these rumors are true, you're going to have a flop on your hands. And it hasn't been this bad since y'all canceled the Pixel line. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. You're not, like I said, Google used to be known for bleeding edge technology. If I wanted the best of the best, I'd get a Pixel device. If I wanted to get Android, how Android is supposed to be ran with the latest and greatest tech, wireless charging included, dual stereo speakers, huge amount of RAM, good amount of memory. This thing's still got 3 gigs of RAM. You know, and in the new Pixels, you're only going to put 4. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. You know, you're not doing it right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it for me. You're not making me want to give my iPhone up. You're not making me want to buy your product. What you are making me want to do is look at Alcatel, is look at Huawei, is look at OnePlus, is look at ZTE, is look at Samsung, is look at HTC. You're not making me want to buy your product. You're not giving me, as a tech enthusiast, you're not giving me the best of what Google has to offer. Assistant's great. Okay, Assistant's great. But if I got a Google Home and I can get Google Assistant on a HTC U11 or a OnePlus 5 or a Samsung Galaxy 8 or anything else, why do I need your Pixel phone? Why do I need it? Honest questions. I mean, guys, what do you think? Am I wrong? Am I wrong in saying what I'm saying? Am I wrong for kind of pointing this out? I mean, that's just like Samsung. Samsung says, hey, we got Bixby. Bixby's awesome. You can do all this stuff with Bixby. Where are you at, Bixby? Bixby, you're not working. You're not on the phone. Okay, cool. You're not on the phone. Let me remap this button so I can hit this button and use it for whatever I deem I need to use it for. You know? But you didn't do that. You cut it off. So why do I want to use Samsung? You released a product and promised something and it's not even ready yet. Why do I want to pay $800, almost $900 for a product that you're not even ready to release? That's still in beta. Come on, man. I'm not doing that. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to pay those astronomical prices for anything because it's ridiculous. You're asking me to trust you when the one thing that you said was going to be there, the product that you said was going to be ready is not ready. The fact that the button's on there, but I can't remap the button because the product that's supposed to be loaded to that button, it's not there. So instead of being cool about it and saying, hey, look, we're going to let you remap this button. We're going to let you use it to open up camera, to open up whatever. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that whatsoever. Okay, cool. Bye. Bye. I'm not buying you. You know what? I'll go get this Alcatel Idol 4S. You know what? I'm going to go get this OnePlus 5. You know what? I'm going to go get this Huawei P10. You know, I'm going to get this Honor 8. I'm going to get this ZTE Blade Max V8 Pro, baby. I'm sorry. You know, you have to make me want your product. Now, that being said, the same thing goes for Apple. When Apple announces iOS 11, when iOS 11 finally drops, when Apple announces the iPhone 8, man, I've been saying this for a while, and I think some of you guys can attest to this. I've been saying this for a while. Apple better bring it, because if Apple don't bring it, people are not going to want to pay that much money for a phone. So iOS 11 better be out of part, and Siri better be stellar. I mean, that's all I'm saying. And if Apple don't do it, guess what? I will hold on to this phone, and I'll wait till the iPhone 8 drops in price and get it for cheaper than what you were asking for it when you announced it. You know? I mean, crap. Ooh, what's next on my tech list? Man, $1,400 for iPhone? Oh, no. Man, I would like to see what the iPhone 8. I mean, that's my thing. I would like to see what Apple's coming out with iPhone 8. I'm also waiting on Apple Watch 4, Series 3. I'm sorry, Apple Watch Series 3. So those are kind of next on my list for right now. But again, like I said, it really depends on what Apple brings to the table. With that being said, Tana says $1,400 phone. Yeah, I'm sure after taxes and everything, and that's probably for the biggest one, which I can't afford that. Now, phone tech, how are you liking iOS 11 Beta 3? How are you enjoying that so far? Ooh, man. But yeah, guys, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, the newer phones, the Apple 8, the Google Pixel 2, yeah, that's the new tech that I'm really looking for. As far as tech for my house, I want some Hue lights, guys. I'm ready to be able to tell. I'm ready to be able to tell whichever one, Assistant or Siri, hey, turn on the bathroom lights. Oh, okay. You know, turn the light on over the shower. You know, or something like that. I'm ready for that. I'm about that life. I really, you know, because, and people think you're crazy when you say that. People say, man, why do you want to tell your whatever to do this or do that? But you know, it's future proofing. It's future tech, because when I'm old and I'm crippled and I can't move around and I wake up in the middle of the night and I gotta hurry up and go to the bathroom, or I'm gonna mess the bed up, but I'm scared of falling down or whatever, all I have to do is say, hey, turn on the bathroom lights, and bam, the bathroom lights are on. You know, I mean, it's a lot easier to do that than risk falling on the floor, breaking your hip, and then messing yourself all at the same time, and then having to call 911 to come and pick your butt up. Just saying, it's something to think about, guys. It's something to think about. You know, a lot of people are like, well, I'm not buying no Google Home. I ain't buying no Amazon Alexa. I'm not buying no Apple speaker or nothing like that. But think of the benefits. Think of the benefits on this. You know, you fall down, hey, call 911. Has someone going, calls 911 like that, and you got somebody coming to your house, you know, to help you. Unlock the front door so they don't have to kick it in. It unlocks the front door, and EMS walks right in, brings the little gurney thing, picks your butt up and rolls you right out the house. And guess what? You're on your way to the doctor. Now, could have been worse. Could have been worse, especially, you're home alone or something like that, and something happens and you don't have nobody to call the ambulance. Next thing you know, somebody comes home and you done killed over in the floor or something, man. Been stinking up the place for like a month, because everybody was on vacation but you. Oh man. And that's what I'm saying. I don't think people. I honestly don't think people look at stuff the same way I do. And guys, let me know in the comments if y'all think the same way that I do. But this is stuff that I think about because my in-laws, I love them to death, but I think they think that I'm crazy for wanting this stuff. Where I'm like, hey, look what you can do. Did you know that you can tell your phone to do ABC 123 and it does it? And they're like, why are you talking to your phone? Even my wife's like, you talk to Siri all the time, or you talk to Google all the time. I don't even think you like talking to me, and that's not true. But I just enjoy the interaction part of it, because growing up and seeing the Star Treks and seeing the Star Wars and seeing the sci-fi shows and stuff like that, to be at this point where we are now is really, really awesome to me. To be at where we're at in history, I think is really cool as far as tech goes. Everything else, but to okay. Do you need me to go with you? Well, I'll run with you so you ain't got to be by yourself. Okay, Mama. Yeah, I mean, I will. Huh? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Phone tech. Anchor sent me their newest speaker with Alexa for review. Very impressive. That's what I'm saying. And it is very impressive. It's very impressive the things that you can do with just your voice. You know, um, that's what I like today. I was walking around at work and I had my earbuds in, and my buddy goes, "Man, I wonder how hot it is right now." Double tap and tell her, "Hey, what's the temperature outside right now?" And she goes, "Currently, it is 90 degrees outside." "Hey, man, it's 90." "Oh, okay." Or to say, "Hey, call so and so," or "Hey, order me this," or "Hey, I want to watch this," or whatever. Yeah, man. Phone tech, I completely agree with you. It is very, very impressive. It is very impressive at how far technology has come. Um, I, I, there's times I'm like, man, I wish I had more money so that way I could just take out my whole house, or I could build a house and it'd be like Bill Gates' house. Dude, I have read some stuff on Bill Gates' house, how when you walk into one room, it senses that you're in there and it cools the room. Like if you like that room to be at 70 degrees, it'll cool that room to 70 degrees. And then you walk to another room and it senses that you're there and it'll cool that room to 70 degrees. Let's see. Alexa links up with my Amazon Prime Music, and just asking to play music is dope. Exactly. Exactly. Now, I want to ask you, Phone Tech, have you tried it with your Google Assistant? Have you tried using Google Assistant on your phone and asking Google Assistant to not only play music, but to play certain artists, certain genres, a radio station, or anything like that? That's something that I love. Mm. That's I use that. I use that all the time. Watch this. Hey Siri, play radio station Christian. It did it. There it is right there. Man, awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I use my virtual assistant all the time. All the time. And even like Google's. Watch this. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Good morning.
Good evening, Joshua. I hope things are going well. The time is 7:58 p.m. In Hooks, it's 84 and partly cloudy. Tonight.
I mean, that's just crazy. That's just crazy, the stuff that you can do. Watch this. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Let's play a game.
You can play one of these games.
Ooh. Okay. And we got several games that we can play. You know. Really? Oh, wow. Out of all the voice text, Siri is in third place behind Google and Alexa? Wow. I don't I don't know, because I feel like virtual assistants are all in what you like and what you're not really what you're used to, but what you use them for. You know, like Google has a hard time understanding me. As you noticed a while ago, I had to, say the catchphrase quite a few times before it picked up, and then it did it. Siri, I've never had a problem with Siri hearing me or understanding me. I mean, there's been a few hiccups, but in my experience, now I'm sure if I was on a newer device, say a Pixel or a Galaxy 8 or something like that, it would be awesome. And even Alexa, when I had my Fire Stick, I used Alexa, and even Alexa had a little bit of trouble doing certain things. So for me personally, Siri works really, really good. I've always used her because she does exactly what I need, and she understands me. Now, from what I understand, the new Siri is vastly improved. And from what I've seen on the Google Assistant at Google I/O, and also a little bit of what I've seen on Siri at WWDC, watching that, they've both really improved. Really improved. And Alexa too. Alexa is really good. Now, if Samsung's Bixby would work and work, as they advertised it, really good, I mean, it would be kind of like cameras. It don't matter what camera you get. All of them are going to take a decent picture. If you just a point and shoot, all of them are going to take a pretty good picture. You're going to have stuff, like one may be better in dark light, or one may be better in bright light, or one may be, better at this or at that or whatever. But for general picture taking, there are, ain't none of them going to do you bad. But that's the same way that I feel about the voice assistants, is that it don't matter what voice assistant you choose, all of them are going to do something good, and all of them are going to do something bad. I don't think you could go wrong with either voice assistant, honestly. But, again, to me, that goes to personal preference. Now, like I said, I'm using an older Nexus 6. And for the most part, Google Assistant works pretty good on here, but to me, it's not as friendly to use as Siri. Siri, I have a whole lot of fun using, just doing basic stuff and being able to make Siri, basically do what I want her to do, I should say. So, and on certain things, I've learned that it's how you like phrase it. Like if I want Siri to look up something, I may have to phrase it a certain way. Or if I want Google to look up something, I may have to phrase it a better way. Because of my accent, because I do have a heavy accent. So there's give or takes. Like I said again, if you haven't used a voice assistant or you haven't tried a voice assistant, you need to try it. I think it's really awesome. And like Phone Tech at Work was saying, he's really impressed with Alexa. And by every right, he should be impressed with Alexa because of the capabilities that Alexa is able to do. To be able to give you all your news and information when you get up in the morning. To be able to buy whatever you need off of Amazon and have it shipped to your house. To be able to, like you said, hook up with your Prime Music and be able to watch that, or to listen to that and be able to play it right there. To be able just to set timers or, just different stuff in general. And that is awesome. That is awesome, and I've said several times on this channel that we argue about phones and we argue and we debate and we discuss about hardware, but to me, just like Rob said, it's getting to where it's Siri, Google, Alexa, Bixby, and whatever else voice assistant people are coming out with now. That's the future. That's the future, when you're not even going to worry about pulling your phone out of your pocket, where eventually you're not even going to have a phone. You're going to have AirPods, or you're going to have a watch, or you're going to have AR glasses, or something that's going to be there where you interact with the assistant. And it's going to be weird how people are easier to relate to a Siri or a Google Assistant or a Bixby or an Alexa better than they're able to even interact and socialize with normal human beings. Because we as human beings, we're so judgmental. We're so, well, what is this person thinking? Well, I'm scared to talk to this person, or I'm scared to do this. Where when you talk to Google Assistant, or when you talk to Bixby or Alexa or Siri, you're not intimidated. You're not intimidated at all, because you can ask a question. You can ask, and they understand context. And that's one of the things that Google does better than Siri is context, is knowing, hey, okay, I asked about this. Now I want to know something else about it. And I'll give you a prime example of that. If I go to Google, and let me wipe that off, and we'll do this. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. Okay, Google. What year was Smokey and the Bandit made?
Smokey and the Bandit was released globally on May 19th, 1977.
Okay, Google, who was the main star that played in the movie?
Its cast includes Burt Reynolds, Jerry Reed, and 16 others.
Okay, so Google Assistant gave me all that, right? Watch this. I'm going to turn this off. Hey Siri, what year was Smokey and the Bandit made?
Which Smokey and the Bandit? Smokey and the Bandit was released May 27th, 1977.
Hey Siri, who played in that movie?
Which Smokey and the Bandit? Smokey and the Bandit features Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jackie Gleason, and others.
Okay, Google. Hey Siri, how old was the lead actor?
Which Smokey and the Bandit? Smokey and the Bandit features Burt Reynolds, Sally Field, Jackie Gleason, and others.
Okay, hey Siri, how old was Burt Reynolds when he made that movie?
Smokey and the Bandit.
Okay, so see, there are some things that Siri is not able to do that Google Now is able to do. If I was to ask Google Now how old he was, it would probably give me the answer. Okay, Google. Unlock my phone. Okay, Google. How old was he when he made that movie?
These are the top results.
Okay, Google. How old was the lead actor when Smokey and the Bandit released?
Here are the top search results. The first is from Wikipedia.
Okay, well, Google didn't do it either, but Google gave me more context than what Siri did. And it really surprised me that Siri was actually knew that I was wanting to know about Smokey and the Bandit. But again, those are things that we're getting into that's really, really cool. That's really awesome that we're able to do this, and they're able to know that, hey, I'm still talking about Smokey and the Bandit. Hey, I'm still wanting to know about Burt Reynolds. Hey, I still want to know about Sally Fields, or whatever the case may be. You know, even sports. You know, so that's really, really cool. That's why I say it's really not about hardware anymore, because the virtual assistants are coming out, and that's what we're going to. So guys, what do you think about that? What do you think about using a virtual assistant? What do you think about the possibilities of having a virtual assistant in your home? And I know Phone Tech has been really, really impressed with Alexa, but it goes beyond that. It's about what they're able to do, not just setting timers, reminders, or nothing like that. There's so much more that they can do, from telling it to call somebody, or telling it to set reservations at a restaurant, or to get an Uber, or anything like that. You know, it's really cool. I think me personally, the technology is really, really awesome. You know, and we're on the verge of being able to have those smart homes, to be able to have the AR artificial reality, you know, glasses, or stuff like that. So I'd like to know what y'all's opinion is on that. I really want to know in chat, or if you haven't joined chat yet, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and pound that like button, and let me know. I want to know your opinion on what you think about virtual assistants. And I'll wait. Oh, man. All right, guys, come on. I know you're out there. I know you're watching. Well, it looks like we're not going to be getting any more questions. It looks like we're not getting any more, agree, disagree, or nothing like that. But that's okay. It happens. Uh, oh no, been gaming and listening? No, not a problem. Not a problem at all, Rob. As a matter of fact, thank you. Thank you for commenting. Thank you, Phone Tech. Thank you, Tana. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Let me go up here. Thank you, KB. Thank you so much. Thank you, Oreo. Thank you, Tana. Thank you, Forb. Guys, thank you so much for joining and commenting and being awesome. But with that being said, that's going to be kind of my last little rant for the night. It is currently after 8 o'clock, and 5 o'clock in the morning comes very, very early. So I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank everybody for joining who has joined. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for everything that y'all have done and everything that y'all continue to do. And if you make YouTube videos, keep up the work. I greatly appreciate it, and I greatly enjoy watching it. Thank you so much, guys. As always, this is your boy Subzerojray saying peace. Have a blessed night. I'm out.